Welcome to Kung Fu Havoc number 2. This is part 2 of a 5-part series on vampires, zombies, and werewolves. We're going to do zombies now because in case you don't know, this will probably be the shortest video, and werewolves are the wild card. They're in the middle. That's why they're going next. Alright? So, when it comes down to zombies, we look towards Africa and voodoo. Or Jamaica and voodoo. We look towards voodoo first because voodoo is black magic, and not just black because it comes out of Africa, but it's black magic. It's not white magic, and white magic is not white for just white people. Black magic can be good or evil. White magic can be good or evil. It just depends on the canon and who's using it and why they are using it. But for all medicinal purposes, we're talking about zombies. The original zombie stuff can be attributed to African legends of zombies, people who they mistakenly buried because they thought they were dead and didn't have any medical reason for dying, but they came back and they were zombies, but they didn't eat people's brains and stuff like that. We're going to go into that, but I just wanted to give you guys a couple of facts before we started going into my favorite genre of zombies, which is Night of the Living Dead by Romero. Okay, so George C. Romero. I always get the initial wrong. It might not be C, it might be an A. But George Romero, let's just go with that, came up with an idea of zombies for a movie. And this movie was called Night of the Living Dead. There have been many. I just watched the remake last week, or 2 weeks ago, when I tried to post a video on it before everything got flagged for hate speech. That's not relevant to this video right now, but it is relevant on the zombie part. So my favorite Night of the Living Dead was the original until Tony Todd and Patricia Tallman did a Night of the Living Dead. Now I say it like it's their movie, but they're the main stars. And Patricia Tallman actually survived that movie, and that was why it's my favorite movie, because there's actually a sole survivor that was involved in the thing, versus in the original, the only people who survived were like redneck sheriffs and everything, and they killed the black guy at the end, and it was all messed up because the black guy didn't die in the original movie. He died. He literally died. I didn't think he died. I thought he survived, but he did. He didn't die. I mean, he didn't survive. He did die because when he came up, when he came up the steps, he was a zombie, and you could look at him and tell that he was a zombie. He almost made it, but he also had got shot by Cooper. And Cooper didn't make it either. No, Cooper did make it, but Patricia Tallman killed him, or should we call her Barbara, because that's who she was. Barbara killed that fucker, and he got killed, and that was right after they had killed the black guy, or right before they killed the black guy. I can't remember, but it was a pretty good movie. You guys should go watch all the readaptations of Night of the Living Dead. Then you have Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Return of the Living Dead. You have a bunch of zombie movies, and I am a zombie fanatic, which is why I like The Walking Dead and Fear of the Walking Dead. And they have a new spinoff coming, and I don't know what it is, but I know I need a job. So Angela Kane, if you're out there, or anybody involved in the show, I need a job. I've been failing at acting for 19 years. I know that's probably something I shouldn't say, but it's the truth, because you can't act if no one gives you a shot. Okay, so anyway, moving on to the zombie cultures, you have all these movies that I just named. And I named them for a reason, because Night of the Living Dead will always be the top. You have Day of the Dead, you have 28 Days Later. It's kind of like a zombie flick. What the heck is it? The Will Smith movie. Damn it. They were like zombies and vampires. But in the theatrical verse, he lives at the end. In the alternate ending, he gets blowed up with the vampire zombie people. I Am Legend. That is the name of it. So they're basically vampire zombie combos. But essentially, vampires are super zombies, where zombies are just zombies. Let me break that down and explain that to y'all real quick before I go any further with this. See, a vampire has mortality by being immortal and having a dozen ways you can kill it. Well, a zombie has no mortality, it's not immortal, and it can be re-shut down. But for the most part, most zombies only have one weakness. To stop them, you just have to take off their head, or cease their brain function, which means you have to put a round in their head. Or if you blow off their head, anything involving the decapitation of their head or stopping of the brain function stops a zombie. They are not as hard to kill as a vampire. A vampire is a super omega zombie, where a zombie is just like a low-level mutant with no real powers whatsoever, other than the fact that they're only strong together in hordes. Especially if you're in the World War Z world, because in World War Z, the only thing to stop the zombies was if you were sick, they would not eat you. So if you were sick, if everybody had influenza or the common cold or the flu, the zombies would just not bother you. In other movies, the zombies don't give a damn. But they gather up in packs. They're like a pack of wolves and they're on you like stank on shit. Therefore, the zombies will tear your ass a new one, and there's not much you can do. And the other thing about zombies, we're not going to go with the real life factor. Because in real life, after a certain amount of decomposition, your body functions are not going to move anyway. Because when you die, the only thing that supposedly keeps growing is your fingernails and your hair and your toenails. So that means if you were not cremated, this will grow to the end of time. These will grow and your toenails will grow. So I guess that means your pubic hair will probably grow too. I don't want to get any more disgusting with that, but I'm not going to dig up a dead body that's 50 years old to see if that's true. So I did that because supposedly when you die, and I don't know if doctors have kept bodies manicured. Let me be a little bit more educational for that. As we learned in school, they're called cadabras. So, oh God. I don't know if the doctors that have people who've donated their bodies to science and morgues and all that stuff, I don't know if they study the cadabras. I know they put them in a freezer and I know they pull them back out, but I don't know if they take the cadabras and they study them. But they take the cadabras so that medical students can work on bodies. And if a medical student can get through that, then aces to them. But like if you're going to be a surgeon, you're going to work with a cadaver. Period. I'm sorry. I'm going to be honest with you because no one else is going to tell you that. It's the same thing that you learn like when I was a security guard. They had us watching all these things and then they told us, well, if you're with this company, you can't do that. But for the most part, a lot of medical students have to play with dead bodies. They have to play with cadavers. So if you're going to be a medical student, depending on what your medical professional is, if you're going to be a surgeon, it's more than likely you're going to come across a cadaver once or twice in your lifetime. If you're going to be a physiologist, you're probably going to have to come across a cadaver because you're going to have to examine the human body. Get it? Physiologist, not psychologist. So you're going to have to deal with that. So essentially, you're going to be playing with cadavers, aka dead bodies. And when it becomes your profession and you get that little degree that says you are professionally certified to deal with the human body while it's alive, you're going to know what makes it tick because you're going to be playing with cadavers for a majority of your residency. Alright, that's probably something that doctors probably don't want me saying out here on YouTube, but hey, there's a reason why I can't deal with that. I don't like my own blood. I'm not cutting up anyone. That is not for me, dude. If we're fighting and you bleed, I'm going to try to let the fight end. Because if I hit you and your mouth starts running, we're good. But I hit you in your eye, your nose, and everything starts leaking. Nah, we got to end this shit. I'm done. I'm not fighting you anymore. I'm going to have to knock you out or I'm going to have to kill you. I would prefer to knock you out, but if you keep coming, the alternative is all I've got left. But you're not going to be like a zombie and get back up and come after me. So you kind of have to work on that. And rumor has it that the original Lobo comic, Lobo was a zombie as well. But Marvel also did zombies, and I think DC followed. I won't swear to that. Other than Lobo being a zombie, I don't know if anybody else is a zombie outside of Solomon Grundy, who is actually a zombie. But we're going to get off of the comic lore, and we're going to stick with movie lore. So we're getting off The Walking Dead. We may touch a little more on World War Z, and we're going to touch a little bit more on Night of the Living Dead and Day of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Living Dead. All of these movies have been remade for the 90s, so you can all go check them out. But the very first movie is Night of the Living Dead with Romero's black and white thing, stars in a graveyard, somehow another zombie. One zombie in the whole movie actually spoke because he hadn't zombied all the way out and he told the lady that he was sorry. And then he walked off. But then he came back and he had a brick and she got trapped in a car. And the car rolled down the hill after she knocked it into gear because the zombie had a brick and he was beating on the window, which was pretty kind of odd. So I'm like, all right, if he's a zombie, how does he have enough intelligence to pick up a brick and start beating on a window? But this was the early 60s or the middle 60s or late 50s or whatever. I don't remember exactly when. Hold on. We can find out right now. Google is a tool that we are going to use. What year was the original Night of the Living Dead filmed?
Released on January 1st, 1978.
Now, I said Night of the Living Dead. I ain't say nothing about Dawn of the Dead. The original Dawn of the Dead, January 1978. I said the original Night of the Living Dead. This is why I hate technology. Yeah, it's not good. Okay, 1968. This is a sci-fi drama. That is probably not. Yeah, George A. Romero. Okay, so released October 1st, 1968. So late 60s, early 70s. It was done in black and white, and it's had quite a few remakes after that. No, and so Dwayne Jones was Ben, and Judith O'Dea was Barbara. I don't know if they're still alive, but I thank y'all for having one of the greatest movies ever. They really changed my life. I'm not gonna name the rest of the cast because first and foremost, they don't make it. You know, even the little girl got zombied out, and she didn't make it. Now, the same can be said for the other Night of the Living Dead movies, where here's the thing about my Night of the Living Dead in 3D, which was probably it didn't probably make it to the theater, but it was direct to video, and it was made in 1990. No, it was made in 2006, but it was a remake, but it was a fresh take. No, but it was a good movie. I'm gonna show you this guy because you're gonna recognize him. He recently passed away, I believe, but he's the guy from House of a Thousand Corpses and stuff like that, which I can't think of his name. What is his name? Come on, Wikipedia. Facebook bubble, go away. Please go away so that this phone will work. I am not going to be able to find his name unless he is said Higgs or Haig. Yeah, I think that's him because this guy just died. Yeah, God bless it. There's no image. Yep, that's him. Okay, so he's Sid Haig. 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 Okay? Like I said, Night of the Living Dead in 3D. I don't know if that was his final film, but it was a good film. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I can't really say I like the ending because they kind of went back to the original ending, but it kind of leaves you hanging, so you don't really know. So go watch it. But it stays pretty close to form. All right. So that being said, zombies, man. These guys are diehard. They're strongest in flocks, depending on, again, what zombie movie you're in. And in World War Z, we know that they were not flocks, they were tidal waves of zombies. And again, their only weakness was if you were infected or sick. If you had a common cold, if you had the flu, if you had any ailment whatsoever, those zombies would go away from you and not bother you whatsoever. And the thing with that I thought was cool was because, my cousin read the book. And he told me about the book. And he told me that it wasn't exactly like that. But I guess you got to change things up from movies and books just a little bit, which is cool. But, the zombies in the book were a little bit different than the zombies in the film. However, there were no hyper-intelligent zombies in the film or the book, according to him. And that was cool. I didn't read the book. I've seen the book on the shelf plenty of times and never thought for a New York minute that it meant zombies. It just has World War Z written on it, so I didn't think about it. If I'd known it was a zombie book, I probably would have read it, but now I just don't have time to invest in stuff like that. So, if you see the Dawn of the Dead with Ving Rhames, I think it's Ving Rhames. It's definitely Ving Rhames. It's not Michael Clark Duncan. God rest his soul. It's Ving Rhames. He's playing a cop or a security guard or something. That movie was off the chain. Give it up to my Kai Pfeiffer and his zombie baby. And if you watch Z Nation, zombie baby, I think that's like the only thing The Walking Dead hasn't touched. And give it up to Z Nation, even though the ending, I saw it and didn't know that I saw it. So that kind of leaves you on a cliffhanger because you don't know what the heck's going to happen. They could have did a Z Nation wrap-up movie to like wrap the whole thing up, but they didn't. But the zombies in Z Nation were pretty outlandish. Z Nation did have a zombie bear, so we got to give them credit for the zombie bear. Z Nation had zombies on Viagra, so if only they could have showed what the zombies were doing there, but they didn't. TV. But for the most part, the zombies in The Walking Dead, zombies in World War Z, the only difference is the zombies in World War World War Z attack you in flocks, where the zombies in The Walking Dead or any other zombie, with the exception of the remake of Dawn of the Dead, they were smarter in Dawn of the Dead and World War Z. But as far as The Walking Dead, they can be herded, but they're not highly intelligent. They won't attack their own. They won't attack another zombie. They only attack people. So, but in Dawn of the Dead, they still only attack people. Now, the one before that, with the guy from Juwanna Man, the zombies could actually talk, and they would go around saying brains. Let me see if I can find that. 1987 movie where the zombie talks. It might not be 87. I Was a Teenage Zombie. That was not it. Day of the Dead where the zombie talks. I don't think that was it either. But there's so many different ones. But let's ask Google again. Come on. What movie did the zombie talk in the 80s where it started hollering for brains? Okay, it was Return of the Living Dead, I think. No, that's a 2016 one. No. I have a list of them right here. Dance of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead, Zombies. No. None of these movies. When I see the guy's face, I'll know. Uh-oh. Something that went wrong. Yeah, see, this is that thing about Google, I don't even recall hitting a button and this thing went anywhere but where it was supposed to go. The Dead Don't Die. Dawn of the Dead, 2004. We're going in the wrong direction. Maybe it was 85. Day of the Dead. No. Dead or Alive. No. No, it was definitely in the 80s. This is why Google is sometimes a snow job. Dawn of the Dead, 1978. Their numbers are out to lunch too. Maybe it's Return of the Living Dead. Let's find out. Because this was the one where the ooze or whatever was in the parking lot, and it leaked into the thing. It's got a bunch of Japanese writing on it. Let me see if it gives the guy's name. It's something Ruiz Jr. or something. He's a black cat, but he's like got a Mexican last name. And they are not giving me anything. Everything is in Japanese. Well, he had a punk rock hairdo. He had the El DeBarge, for those who have no idea what that is. Dang it. Well, it's got the tubes on it. Let me find out who the actor is. Hold on. I'm sorry. Who is the actor that played Juwanna Man? Okay. Miguel Núñez Jr. Okay. Come on. Just give me the picture. So this guy played in one of them Night of the Living Dead things. Let me see if I can find all of his images. I might get lucky. I might get really, really lucky. I'm probably not going to get that lucky. But he had, it was kind of like a mullet type thing. There it is. Okay. So, I'm going to show you guys what it looked like. Because this is the movie. But not the, um, not that one. Oh, damn it. I hate technology. Come on, machine. I don't care what his worth is. Just give me the damn dude. So I can find out what Night of the Living Dead he was in. See, this is why I hate not having like visual tech, because I'm like really dumb with computers. Yeah. Y'all know who he is, you just don't know who he is. Oh, come on, dude. I just had the damn thing, and either I went by it or I don't remember what it was. But he played in a lot of stuff. He played in Tour of Duty. He played in a lot of stuff with a lot of people. Alright, let's scroll back up. Like I said, I had the image. No, just how do you get to make the damn thing bigger? That it? Uh-oh. Yeah, I think I just screwed up. But anyway, this is what he was looking like in that film. Only he had like the Michael Jackson jacket on and stuff like that. Now let me try to copy his name. Come on, damn it. Copy. Alright, which movie? Which ZOMB movie did? Come on, move the damn cursor thing. I hate technology. Technology is not my friend, people. That's why this video is the longest video. Okay, so he was in Return of the Living Dead. So he was in the one where the video, where he was in this one, with a Facebook bubble. He was in this one. And in that one, the zombies could talk. Alright? Because one of the zombies, they had him in a barrel, and another zombie, and some other stuff, and then they had to give the zombies like either brains on a freezer truck or hearts, something. They were throwing them out. I might be getting my movies mixed up, but anyway, in that, the zombies could talk. This video is over now because it took me forever to find what I needed, so I apologize for the 20 some odd minutes of your life that you can't get back. But our next video will be about werewolves, so brace yourself because I'm gonna thrill you now.